Let's move on to our final topic, boys. We've got the Chicago Bears and trade rumors because there's one player on our team who's worth any value. Mm-hmm. That's Khalil Mack, and we had to give up a lot to get him. And as it turns out, his name is the one that people are targeting in a potential deal to go after the number 2 pick in this year's NFL draft. And I kind of have like a conflicted feeling on this one, so I'm gonna ask you guys for advice, because should I be excited about the idea of landing a franchise quarterback at 2, or should I be disappointed in the fact that we have to move on from Khalil Mack?
You're looking at it all wrong, Dave.
All wrong.
You're looking at it all. As soon as you said franchise quarterback at 2,
yep,
you're looking at it all wrong in my mind.
Really?
Because if I'm the Bears, I'm not making this trade to move up for a quarterback.
You're grabbing the best defensive player in the NFL draft.
Hear me out. And I was thinking about this riding up here, where most people will say, no, it's ludicrous. We've talked about this defense, and we've talked about the Bears are on a timeline. If you get rid of Khalil Mack, you're messing with that timeline with this defense.
Yep.
Well, spoiler alert, your timeline might be messed up anyways, because if Mitch doesn't hit this year, you're going to go with a younger player, either a rookie that you drafted this year, another journeyman vet, or a rookie that you're going to draft next year. So your timeline will be messed up. And I'm not going out there. I want to make this clear. I'm not saying that the Bears should do this for sure. I personally would not. I'd keep Khalil Mack. But it's got some benefits to it, because if I was the Bears and made this deal, the Redskins are going to want one thing from this deal.
Yeah.
They're going to want some picks this year. And since you're giving Khalil Mack, you don't have to give up, in my mind, extra first. So to me, to get this done, you trade Khalil Mack. The big pick that the Redskins would probably want is your second overall, or your second round pick, because the Redskins right now, the thing they're dealing with is they've got the number 2 pick, and then they've got the 66th pick in the beginning of the 3rd round. They've got no second-round pick to capitalize on bolstering their team that it's also bad. And with the Bears, you could trade Khalil Mack, get Chase Young, get a guy who, I know different positions like defensive line or defensive edge and linebacker, but a guy who can rush the quarterback, create pass rush, and be a lot cheaper than what Khalil Mack is right now. So maybe you can go out there and get a high-end quarterback that'll then keep with your timeline. I'm just saying it's not as crazy as people might think it is, although it probably won't happen.
Can we talk about why we're talking about this, though?
Why?
We're talking about this because it's the NFL offseason, and someone with a verified checkmark on Twitter tweeted this out.
Yep.
That's the only reason why this is happening. This is not going to happen. I'll put my foot down right now, and that's usually a guarantee that things will happen.
I mean, it's fun to talk about.
I truly do not think that this will happen. And this is and the tweet that this is all based off of, all of these articles are coming from Dan Saleo show at Dan Saleo.
Is it Saleo?
I don't know.
Okay, I was saying Celio on the mock draft.
Could be
That's why I don't
Celio,
know.
but I don't know. It's whatever. He's a former
NFL
player. He's a guy that has been in radio for a long time now. And he said, working on a source that says Chicago Bears have reached out to the Redskins involving the number 2 pick, 50 Deuce, which is Khalil Mack's tag, named being mentioned. Stay tuned. I think Dan. Let me put this the right way.
Smoked too much reefer that day?
No.
Okay. Did too much crack.
I think Dan likes to. He enjoys football and he enjoys talking about football. I think he's a guy that's been involved with football his entire life and is very passionate about it. I do not believe that he has a credible source on this, and he has been one known to float out several rumors, typically with fairly baseless sources. This is a guy that also I went off on back in October, and you guys talked about it in the onside kick as well. The Browns were listening to offers on OBJ, and he said, Browns are listening to offers for OBJ is true. Patriots, Eagles, 49ers. Was he traded?
I mean, listening is
was he
different.
traded?
No, but listening is different than going to trade.
Okay,
like,
but that's,
I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns
that's the bailout. That's the bailout for people
How is it a bailout?
Because his credit doesn't get smashed because they're listening to offers. You can't prove that they are or are not. I don't think this is a credible rumor.
Yeah.
I don't think that Dan has tapped into any team
and that's why I
has
said
sources.
it's probably not going to happen. But the whole
but what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
if Bears fans are coming here, this is the first time they're clicking on it. It's like, what the hell is this Khalil Mack stuff talk about? Where is this coming from? Is this true? Is this something that is leaking out? Dan Saleo has no connections to the Bears, and I don't think any connections to the Redskins. I don't think that he has tapped into any of these sources. Is it possible? Anything is, right? Maybe Dan has a source.
True.
But Dan has not broken any news to where I don't think this is a credible report, to where this is something Bears fans should have on their radar. Until this is something that is pushed out more from a more credible source, whether from, connected to the Bears from Chicago media or from the Redskins in, Washington, D.C. metro area.
Yep.
I don't think this is something Bears fans should be looking at as something as a possibility. I think Khalil Mack is your franchise defensive end.
Yep.
I think he will be here next year.
Yep.
Now, you talked about the opportunities, and if this happens, that's something I'm fine with talking about.
Yeah.
But at least for Bears fans, this is something that I would not be looking at, happening in April in the NFL draft. I don't think Khalil Mack is going to be traded. I don't think this is a true rumor. I don't think Dan has sources that are truly pushing further and looking to actually have these
Inside
insights.
yeah.
So I would think that if we want to talk about it happening, sure, but I don't think we're going off of credible rumors as of yet.
Fair enough.
I don't know if this is something that we can be looking forward to. Chase Young could be something, but I go back to the idea, if we are going to get into the talk about it, I just get back to the idea of when we traded
unless
for
we're going
Khalil
to
Mack.
86 the topic and say goodnight, bye.
No,
You always got to lean back on the fact that Greg Olsen, Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen apparently is in final negotiations with Bills, Redskins, and Seahawks to get his contract. So not a Bear, Greg Olsen.
But to the Khalil Mack thing,
Yep.
when we traded for Khalil Mack, the whole idea was John Gruden, making fun of John Gruden. Oh, hey, we can pick a guy and can be Khalil Mack. I don't think Chase Young is going to be Khalil Mack.
Sorry.
Right?
Yeah.
Khalil Mack right now, I think, will be a more impactful player in 2020. Now, when you bring up cap space, that's something interesting.
Yes.
Because you got Tom Brady out there. You got Phillip Rivers. You got Drew Brees. You got Teddy Bridgewater. Is that then a play to you take a hit defensively, where this is such a great defensive team, to then upgrade at the quarterback using that cap space?
So you're saying that
It's a trade-off.
drafting Chase Young is taking a hit defensively?
Absolutely.
Because I don't
Absolutely.
think so.
You think Chase Young
like,
is on par
you
with
think-
Khalil
yeah,
Mack?
So
That's
here's the
something you gotta
thing.
defend,
Here's
bud.
the thing I'm gonna, and this is what I was thinking about.
Well, he took off that hoodie.
Who this year was also a top 5 pick, defensive end, went to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I know that it's like I know
but-
that it's more than schemes and it's not just one player, but I'm not saying that Chase Young is Khalil Mack, because Khalil Mack is one of the top, if not the
Is
best
Chase Young
rushers.
as good of a
Let me-
prospect
I think so.
as...
Let me
as Nick
ask you
Bosa.
this. Then why the hell would the Redskins trade?
Why?
Why would they
Because-
trade Chase Young, who's younger and cheaper than Khalil Mack, on a team that's not going to be good this
Because-
year if they get Khalil Mack?
because-
Khalil Mack's not going to flip their team. Chase Young's going to be there for 5 years.
So the reason why the Redskins would do this, it's all about draft capital. It's all about that. Where not only are you getting a Khalil Mack who's already established in the league, and
Costs a lot of money.
but if they've got it,
The Redskins are
they
never
can go
going to
ahead
shy
and do
away from
it.
throwing money.
Like, and the thing is the last deal that traded the number 2 pick was the Bears when they got Mitch. And yes, they only moved up 1 pick to get it, but you had to give up the 3rd, the 67th, the 111th, and then a 3rd rounder the next year. Looking at that price as a kind of base, if this deal did go through, because we got to throw that caveat out there, because I'm with you, this isn't going to happen. I just thought it was fun to talk about. With Khalil Mack being in the deal, it doesn't matter that the Bears don't have a first-round pick to me, because Khalil Mack is worth a first-round pick in this year's draft.
The reason why you don't have
in
him
my
is because you
mind.
traded for him.
Yep.
I would
Exactly.
absolutely take what I think was the 17th pick right now.
Yeah, the
somewhere around there?
Raiders. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
wherever
so.
wherever the Raiders are picking with our pick, like it's absolutely fair to get Khalil Mack for that pick.
So
Fine with it.
the big thing with the Redskins this year is I think the only reason they trade the 2nd overall pick is to add more draft capital and, more importantly, a 2nd-round pick, because I don't think they want to wait from 2 all the way to 66 with the roster that they have. And if you look at the Bears, you can give them a 2nd-round pick, and you might not have to give up as much as you did, even though it doesn't seem like a lot in that San Francisco trade because of Khalil Mack.
With that, you would probably get the 66th and give them a 2nd, and you do that flip, and you'd have Khalil for the second pick, and then the Bears, one of the Bears' second rounders for the 66th. That in my mind would be the idea for the Redskins.
But would you, because you also have the Raiders' second rounder?
Yeah, because we have two. So give them one and get a third. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if the Redskins would want to do that.
Okay, but I'm not
just
trading.
saying.
He's trying to make value.
The Bears have so many needs that they need to address.
Yeah,
they're not trade, and they don't have a third either. The Bears have 2 seconds, and then they go back to I think the 4th or the 5th.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a deal that is worth it. You're giving up a second and Khalil Mack for Chase Young. Fuck off.
What I would do?
No.
Here's what I would do, and
I agree.
we're gonna do this right now. You're the Bears. I'm the Redskins.
All right.
What I would do then is give me Khalil Mack. You know what? I'll take either of your second rounders. You want to give me the 50? You want to give me the 43? I don't give a shit.
The 50.
So if you give me the 50, the only way I'm giving you the 66th is if I get one of your fourths.
No, I don't
want
one
of your fifths,
like
if I get a pick, because the Bears have 2 fourths, 2 fifths. So if you're gonna move up to the third, give me a fifth. Let me have one of those fifths.
The non-starter for me is trading Khalil Mack. So you have to sweeten the pot for me, and I'm not giving up extra draft capital for this. That doesn't make any sense to me when I'm building a team. I have
the
a
number 2 pick versus Khalil Mack. If you put them on a scale, you say Khalil Mack way better.
Yeah.
See, and I think they're more closer to even because of what you're going to be drafting.
If you're drafting someone at second, you want them to be Khalil Mack.
And you don't, do you not think Chase Young could be Khalil Mack?
I know that Khalil Mack right now is Khalil Mack.
Yes.
And I think that you bring up the Bosa point, but I think you bring up the Bosa thing. Yep. But Bosa is also playing on one of the best defensive lines in the league. Joey Bosa, or Nick made, there's 2 of them, so I fucked him up.
Would have been a great Super Bowl,
Nick
Chargers,
was
Niners.
the best player defensively for that team in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Showed out, probably their best defensive player all around. But you also had Richard Sherman. You also had Jimmy Ward. You also had Solomon Thomas, Eric Armstead. You had DeForest Buckner. That line was a bunch of killers.
Are the Bears not also loaded on defense? And then if you
here's my thing.
If you trade a Khalil Mack, maybe you can keep a Kwiatkowski, or you can keep a Danny Trevathan.
Yeah, but that doesn't affect the pass rush. And you have Akeem Hicks, yes. You have Akeem Hicks, and you have Eddie Goldman. But the reason why Joey Bosa was so successful is that he also wasn't just going up against bums or playing with bums on his line. He had so many guys that were making impacts left and right. They were being coached by Robert Saleh, who should have gotten a head coaching job. It wasn't just Joey Bosa wrecking shit, and at times it was. But it also is tough because you can't double team any of those guys. You have to go single one-on-one, where when Akeem Hicks went out, when Floyd went out, Floyd wasn't injured this year, but when Hicks went out, they were starting to able to shift protections over to start double teaming Khalil Mack. When Hicks is back, I don't know if Leonard Floyd's going to be around. There's talk about him being traded, but you then have to find an edge rusher to help Khalil Mack. My whole thing is, I don't think Chase Young is going to have the same impact first year that Khalil Mack would have. Khalil Mack is a guy that can absolutely right now step in, dominate, and have 20 sacks in a year. Yeah. I don't think he had that type of year last year because of injuries. But now when you have, let's say, Hicks, Goldman, and Floyd out there, he can still make that big of an impact. And I don't think you're going to get that from Chase Young. And I'm definitely not giving up more capital to get Chase Young, although he will be cheaper, at least for the first 5 years.
Yeah, for me, I'm on the side of, I think, a little bit of, I don't want to say overvaluing. I'm not going to say overvaluing Khalil Mack. I'm going to say undervaluing Chase Young, where I feel like when you say, oh, Nick Bosa.
Who's a better prospect?
Such a great I think they're about the same. In my mind,
you think Chase Young and Bosa are
both Bosas have extremely similar games.
Yep.
They are so polished as pass rushers. They have power moves. They have finesse moves. They are great at bull rushing. They're great at using their finesse. They're great at getting extremely low. Yeah, they're great with their hands. They are all around great pass rushers. Yeah. They're not great athletes. And I mean, compared to me, they're a great athlete. Chase Young is one of those freaks that he's got the
measurables.
I would say that he's probably Jadeveon Clowney where he's that great athlete, right? So that's where the thing comes in.
Clowney, Garrett was also one of those athletes that went number one.
And that's the one thing that I will say is Khalil Mack is not only that freak athlete, but he's also got great technique and great hands. Where we've seen Clowney, we've seen Myles Garrett come in. Myles Garrett was very impactful before he bopped Mason Rudolph over the head.
Yeah.
But I don't think any of those guys are defensive player of the year levels yet.
Yep.
Clowney and Garrett obviously can get there sooner rather than later. But both Bosas, when they are fully healthy, they're putting themselves in defensive player of the year talk.
Yep.
And Nick was just played in his first year.
Yeah.
So I think that the biggest part that lacks between those two, especially right away, is Mack has the technique and he has the IQ of an elite pass rusher right now, where Chase Young is still a project. So I do think that you're downgrading your defense if you trade Chase Young for Khalil Mack. If you're swapping those two out, your defense has been downgraded.
Also,
now,
you got to count the immeasurables too. As a leader on that defense, as someone who has been in the league for X amount of years, going from him being the voice of a defense to a rookie coming into the league, I get there are other guys.
But Khalil Mack wouldn't be your leader on the defense. Then one of your other veterans would step up and you would hope one of those.
That's what I'm saying.
I think the point Dave is trying to make, and Dave, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
When you were looking at the scouting report and you're going up against the Bears, the first team you circle on the defense is 52.
Yeah,
Khalil Mack is a force that you have to know where he is every single play.
Correct.
Where I don't think Chase Young is going to come in with that same resume, that same power, that same holding, that same.
At least for
name
the first couple
recognition.
weeks until he proves something, people aren't going to give him that.
I don't think you get that until year 3. And maybe Nick Bosa already gained that because of his performance in the Super Bowl, but that's at least what I was getting from what you were saying.
See, and the thing about this is one of the things you brought up, Sean, was about the Niners being so stacked defensively. And the thing I think of is, are the Bears not also stacked? This is a defense that just 2 years ago, we were talking about how great this defense is, and now after one bad season, I think people have kind of forgotten about that.
It wasn't a bad season. It was just the turnovers weren't there.
No, I mean bad record season. The Bears didn't make the playoffs. Everyone's down on the team now. It's how Chicago is.
But it's not the defense that we're down on.
You have Amukamara that's coming up. You have Leonard Floyd that can possibly move. This defense is going to change.
2 linebackers, Clinton Dix.
This defense is going to change. And it's not going to be the same defense from this year, and that wasn't the same defense from the year before.
The Vic Fangio crew was impressive and lucky at the same time, and that's what made them special.
And we saw the impact of Akeem Hicks getting injured. There's no guarantee that you're going to be that healthy. So you still need somewhat of an anchor to at least create some havoc. And we know Khalil Mack, although he did struggle once Akeem Hicks went out, he is still that guy that you have to look out for. And people start complaining when he doesn't produce because you're so used to him producing.
Yeah.
I don't know if we will ever see a season from Chase Young where he's getting 15 sacks, even his first year in Chicago, this Khalil Mack's, where he's getting an interception, 6 forced fumbles, 12 and a half sacks,
and all that was in the first half against the Packers, basically
18 QB hits. Khalil Mack was the best. One of the best top 3 defensive players behind Aaron Donald in 2018.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be crazy if he ever reaches that level. And I think that Khalil Mack holds more power than that second overall pick.
The first half of football that Khalil Mack played for the Bears was disgusting. He delivered on all levels.
When Bill Belichick came here, they said, "Is Khalil Mack Lawrence Taylor?" And I know Lawrence Taylor is a scumbag, but that dude was a very good football player.
Hashtag on the field.
One of the best defensive players of all time, if not the best defensive players of all time. So on the field, Lawrence Taylor was wrecking shit left and right. That's what Khalil Mack was doing. I don't think Chase Young can do that right away. The only way you could talk me into it is that
you're
SAP
locking in
change. Is that calorie SAP? Is that salary? I said calorie SAP.
Salary cap.
The salary cap change, because then you might be able to dip into that free agency pool, whether that be for the safeties, the middle linebackers, or the QB.
What I would love, and the reason I would make this trade if I'm the Bears is I'm getting a Tom Brady, I'm getting a Phillip Rivers type of quarter. I'm getting one of those big fish in free agency because
Teddy Bridgewater.
I am higher on. It seems like I'm higher on Chase Young as a instant impact than you are.
Well, I'm not saying he can't be.
He'll develop
think,
into it, but
if you're
Nick
asking me
Bosa only had 9 sacks this year. Myles Garrett only had 7 sacks his first year. You're not going to get.
You're not going to get Khalil Mack from. You're not going to That's the
and I'm not
saying
you're trying to get that. You're not going to get Khalil Mack from him.
But that's why I said it's a downgrade to your defense. That was the point I was trying to make. Is Nick Bosa had such a successful rookie year, and it was a great start because people didn't know how to deal with him right away.
But if you get a guy like Tom Brady,
right away,
and I know I'm just throwing out the top name out there, and with you it's a little different because you love Tom Brady, so you're going to say yes. But even Phillip Rivers, because I know you're kind of on the opposite end of Phillip.
Yeah,
if you get a quarterback like that, even by downgrading the defense ever so slightly, you're upgrading your quarterback by so much,
again,
which
that's why
it might even out.
That's why I said that is where you could sell me on this, is the salary cap moves and then what you're going to do at quarterback. But even then, I still want to get good value for Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give up Khalil Mack and a second and then a fourth to get Chase Young.
What if they get? What
that
if,
would be a big yikes.
What if the Redskins wanted a little bit? I'm saying a little bit more draft capital this year from you to give you more. Like if they said, "Hey, we'll let you move up to first, give us that second. I'm not going to give you my third, but hey, I'll give you a second or I'll give you a first next year."
Well, if I'm getting a first next year,
like I could see the Redskins
because then
doing
you could
that.
use that
I
to
could see
also. But to get into that a little bit, if I don't think the Redskins would do that. That's too much value.
And this is just speculation.
Because the Redskins pick could be top 5. Right? Yeah. That could be Trevor Lawrence right there.
Yeah.
You could literally end up getting Chase Young and Trevor Lawrence for Khalil Mack. Sign me the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like where do I talk to get that? That's an obvious no-brainer because I don't think Khalil Mack's making him that much better.
Dwayne Haskins.
Huh?
They drafted Dwayne Haskins. What if he's the future? Like they don't. What if they're not on the? Hey, we're not expecting to be in the top 5.
Who would you rather have?
I would rather have Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, exactly.
But what if they're like, hey, with Dwayne Haskins, we're not looking to get Trevor Lawrence. We're fine with giving that pick up or even a second.
And if they come to the table with that,
I don't know how clear to make this.
You are sprinting.
Here, give me a call. Give me a call as the Redskins. So, fucking Bruce Allen, they fired his ass. Whoever, give me a call.
Ring. How's it going?
Hey, it's Ryan Pace. We need Pat on the phone.
Yeah, where's Ryan Pace?
So I thought about your offer, and I'll throw 2 out. First off, that's a side. I wouldn't say that if I'm the Redskins owner, obviously. But I would say the first one is you're giving us Khalil Mack, your second-round pick, and let's say a third-round pick next year. And I'll give you the second overall pick this year, my second-round pick next year, and my third-rounder. You doing the Ryan Pace?
I think that at this time, we would have to. I can't do a Pat. No, I would say no.
But what if he said, okay,
because what I gave up for
I'll give you my
first
this year and next year.
Deal. You're the Redskins. Deal.
Just that alone. Just
Deal.
2 firsts.
What am I giving up? Khalil Mack and
you're giving up Khalil Mack
and a 2
and I would think the Redskins would want a 2 this year and maybe try to get a future pick. I don't even know. I think that they would just look for Khalil Mack and your 2. Like those are the 2
first.
How incompetent is the Redskins organization if that's all they want?
First, yeah. Yeah. But again, you're getting Chase Young then, and then the Redskins aren't gonna be good. I don't care if Ron Rivera did what he did. It's not gonna be a 1-year turnaround here. Y'all still suck.
I mean,
you guys have a running back, or are they all injured again?
Yeah.
We memed the fucking Raiders to death, and see what happened there after they got Josh Jacobs.
Didn't they pick 8th? After 1 year, didn't they pick? After 1 year of Gruden, I think they picked 8th, and they took Clellan Ferrell.
Yeah,
right. Are you telling me that?
No, I'm just saying the 2 ones they got for Mac.
Well, 3
ones.
No, 2 ones.
It was 2. Yeah.
Josh Jacobs and then the pick this year.
Yes. Right. Like value wise, okay. I think we won that right now.
Yeah.
But then if we were flipping Mac for
Chase Young and
plus,
a future Redskins pick.
A
Redskins pick is worth more than a Bears pick.
I'm with you.
You're getting 2 top 5 picks there, Chiefo.
Yeah.
Come on. Sign me the fuck up.
I think we're undervaluing what the Redskins front office might do in the situation.
Because the Redskins next year just have 1 through 7.
Yep, give me it.
They don't have any.
If you were offering me 2 first-round picks for Khalil Mack, I am saying yes.
Yeah.
Give me that, and then I'm going to use all that money that I'm not spending on Khalil Mack to sign Tom Brady for a year, and then I'm bringing in Trevor Lawrence's ass. All right, that's what we're doing. That's what we're fucking doing, and we're going to win fucking 9 Super Bowls because we got Chase Young and Trevor Lawrence. Sign me the fuck up.
And
I guess that's the delusional world the Bears fans will have to live in for the next couple months.
But that's the deal that I would need. Right, I'm not just giving you Khalil Mack for Chase Young because Chase Young might just be Khalil Mack.
I agree.
That's not a deal that's tickling my fancy unless you're making a true sign to go get a difference maker.
If this is a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, we've got something in the bag.
Sure. I want you to put on it. I know the super fans, Bears heavy on the bias, but flip it though. If the offer was if the Bears said, we'll give you Khalil and our second round pick this year, what would you feel okay giving up if you were the Redskins?
Well, if I'm the Redskins,
Yeah.
obviously you
For
have to
Khalil
give up that
and the
you have
Bears'
to give-
second-round pick.
Yeah, you have to give up that
The number 2.
I mean, the thing is I don't know how Khalil Mack helps my team because that means
What
if I'm
stage
going
of
out,
team building
if
are
I'm
you in
going
right
out
now?
to getting Khalil Mack, that means I am looking to be a playoff team because Khalil Mack before has not been happy being on a non-contending team. Also, he wanted to get paid. He got paid. Got to the playoffs.
I mean,
Khalil Mack's probably a happy guy.
Sackman got paid.
What I think that would do is if they got Khalil Mack, they could then instantly, okay, we're shipping Ryan Kerrigan. Who wants Ryan Kerrigan? Who can go ahead? Like, it would be several moves by the Redskins because apparently, what's his name? One of their cornerbacks wants out. Not
probably-
Josh Norman.
it's probably Josh
Quentin
Norman.
Dunbar. Quentin Dunbar wants out. He said he wants to trade it. They would love to trade Ryan Kerrigan to free up some cap space. And if you're getting Khalil Mack, like
Yeah, but Ryan Kerrigan's been impactful, and we've seen that.
yeah, but that's why
just
they can't
having-
move him yet. But if they got Khalil Mack, they could trade Ryan Kerrigan because who would you
5.5
rather
cents.
have?
Yeah, but I would probably leverage my ability to try to get both. Just keep both around because Kerrigan, I mean, he's going to be 32, but he's coming. I mean, 2 years ago, he's getting 13, and 11 sacks. So, I mean, if you're getting 2 guys that can get 10 sacks for you, I don't think there's a reason to trade Ryan Kerrigan.
I mean,
because if you're trading away Quentin Dunbar, your secondary is getting worse. You know what's going to make it easier on a secondary? Getting
Pass rush.
2 beasts of pass rushers. So, I personally, and he also Kerrigan only played 12 games, so and he got 5.5 sacks, which is good for a second defensive end, especially you got Khalil Mack on the other end. So if I'm the Redskins, that's not a deal I'm looking for though, just because I want Chase Young for 5 years for cheap because I'm trying to build my team.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be difficult for those teams to make a deal.
And Spot Rack, of course, it's down. He's an unrestricted free agent in 2021. He's making 11.
He's got 1 year.
His average salary is 11.5.
That's not that bad.
So I mean, would even the
If you're making the push to get Khalil Mack, you're trying to make the playoffs. So I'm not going to downgrade my team by trading away.
so the
Ryan
Redskins
Kerrigan.
wouldn't try to add that into a Khalil Mack trade to maybe bolster.
This is just getting too crazy. Here's
it's
how to sell me.
It's not happening.
It's not happening.
well, no,
it's
no,
not happening.
We
And
already
see,
said that.
It's not happening.
We're just having a fun discussion.
It's not.
It's not happening. B, for it to happen to the Bears,
We already
you
gave
need to
that
guarantee
PSA.
me that you're getting a franchise changing quarterback.
Yep.
Right? That's how you would need to sell me. So whether that being getting the Redskins 2021 first round pick, if Redskins fans want to call that ridiculous, that's fair. But I'm giving up Khalil Mack.
Yep.
I don't want to do that. So you're going to need to make it worth my time. Giving me a first rounder outside of Chase Young is worth that.
Also-
And then also with the Redskins, I don't know if it fits me because I'm picking second for a reason. I don't have youth that is really
Delivering.
going off of the brims of this team. I need to find a franchise changer. Chase Young could possibly be doing that over his 5-year contract as a rookie on this team. That's what I want from this whole shit.
Also,
Right?
where is our Twitch chat been? Because Jake all of a sudden, did I just hear trade Khalil Mack?
Yeah.
We've been saying it the whole segment.
Well, they just came in. So yeah, we're talking about some bullshit thing about Khalil Mack being traded and some dummy who used to be on radio has sources. It
Is he
says
still
Khalil
on
Mack.
radio?
No, he's gotten fired like twice in the past year.
Oh, well, if you're getting fired, then how can you have reliable sources, right?
Exactly. Well, he's been everywhere. So, but yeah, why would Washington trade Mack? They're not going to make the playoffs. That's from King E. Exactly. That's the point.
He also said
is
the
you need to
Bengals
be
were
able
going to trade the number 1 pick
Yeah, it's not fucking happening.
because of his
Bengals are going to
sources.
work with Andy Dalton though to move him.
Yeah.
Now I heard that come
Yeah.
out.
And that's a name that's interesting.
Should the Bears trade for him?
I'd like
No.
Andy Dalton. I think Andy Dalton in this scenario would work.
No, we just need to bottom out and get a good quarterback.
Dave's like tank for Lawrence.
Dave's
Tank
like
for
endless.
Lawrence.
I'm done.
I was done like 20 minutes ago.
All right, let's go.
Thanks for joining
Wrap
us.
it up, host.
Thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed Sean and Ricky hypothetically doing a deal that will never happen,
I had
come back
fun.
and check us out next week.
I'm not
We're live
mad.
on Twitch on Friday night or Saturday afternoon.
At some point.
Super fans
Hopefully.
is a thing. Again, thank you everybody on Twitch, everyone on Patreon. You guys are what keep us going, keep us filled with some ridiculous content, and you keep the lights on. I like that line. Ever since Sean flipped the lights off literally during the show, it was very effective.
Like
True.
I've said it for months at one time, and it's like, oh, I hate when you say that.
Yep. Sean flips the lights off, and then all of a sudden it makes sense.
Let's
yeah.
just do it again.
Yeah, let's just show them what it looks
Can
like.
you flip off that?
Yeah.
Oh, Well, now you just got a weird glow.
We got one light.
Yeah.
One headlight. Who sung it, Dave?
I can't tell you.
Suck. Wallflowers.
That
Bob
makes perfect
Dylan's
sense.
son.
Ah. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Thanks for joining us on Twitch if you were here live the entire time. We've been here for 5.5 hours.
What it do, baby?
Jake, shout out. But yeah, thanks so much, everybody. We'll catch you next week.